Good morning. Anyways, the demons of the internet dating site had, they're trying to, convince me of their lies. And, when people get called out, they always backtrack and then make some fucking excuse. Like I had this one. Okay, I was trying to, it said he liked my profile. So I sit there and I sent him a message. I was like, hey, and I used his name. I was like, how are you up to? And he responded. And then I sit there and responded back. And I got, a little bit and then nothing at all. And it was not until like 9 o'clock at night. And he said, oh, well, I fell asleep. Because I said, never mind. I'm not interested. Because he sat there and put me off. And, he sat there and said he fell asleep, but that wasn't the case. In fact, what he was misled by a false profile of a woman that was a fake image. It was, and, he followed that. And the spirit tells me every fucking thing, so you can't get away with shit. And it pisses me the fuck off when people lie to me. And I'm like, you know what? You weren't fucking interested. You cut me off. I know the truth about what you chase after. So, what is the fucking point? Let me tell y'all something. When you chase after something that ain't real, that's a fucking demon right there. And what it is those being superficial out there. They're just looking at the body. They're just looking at the income. They're not looking at the actual person, but the worldly aspect of that person. Women do it too. They're all about, they look at the income, they look at the what the body is, and it has to meet a certain criteria, when none of that's real. I picked his profile and I liked it because I thought he was cute. He wasn't dressed up, he was kind of dressed down, like like he works for a living. He wasn't anything spectacular, but, I thought he was cute. But he sit there and judged me and condemned me because I wasn't of a certain income or a certain image, and he had no fucking right, because he wasn't even of that image or income. That's just what I'm sick of. But I learned spiritually he's not my match. Mentally, he's not my match. Physically, yeah, because, he was, I found him attractive. And, that's what I say to those out there. I'm not superficial. However, if I'm not attracted to somebody, I'm not attracted to somebody. It has nothing to do with superficial. It's just me looking at them and going, nope, I'm not attracted to that. And even if they put a blindfold on me and I couldn't see that person and I just heard them talk, I wouldn't be attracted to that. Because I still talk to people. I might not be physically attracted to them, but I'm like, oh, they can be friends. It can be a platonic. And then I start talking to them, I'm like, nope. Like this one dude, I told him, he was talking about this chemical he uses, and I gave him the spirit just told me to Google that information and let him know that it causes respiratory problems. And I did. And then I let him know what I use, and he was like, well, that's just as bad. And he was just trying to run me down because of what was put in my path to use. I wasn't trying to condemn him for using a certain product or whatever, or trying to be being crucified in a cause. I was simply trying to let him know through the spirit that he was using too many chemicals and he was having health problems because of it. But he took it as a fucking challenge, a pissing contest. And I'm not. And I told him, I was like, your problem is you always try to be you know, try to run people over and be fucking right and be over them. That's not me. I don't try to run people down. I don't run my mom down. In fact, I love her in every way, and I inform her of things that she's around or eating or whatever that's bad. I don't try to say what I'm doing is good. I just do the best I can. And that's what I tell others is like, I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. You know, I know, you know, some of the stuff I have to use or eat or whatever is not the most greatest. I'm just using the best with what I got. And that's what I tell people, others. I'm like, look, you know, they might be suffering from an illness or this or that. And I was like, it's what you're eating and putting into your body. It's not me going, oh, look at me, I'm doing the best I can, and, or I'm better than you because look at what I eat. And no, I'm not trying to preach to them. I'm just saying, telling them what the Spirit is telling me, because they're not listening to their spirit or their body. They're not using their mind. So the Spirit communicates with me, and then I try to relay that message to them. I'm a different sort of being. I communicate with the spirits. I talk to devils and demons. They don't bother me. I don't judge them. I see them for who they are. I see them using the human body as instruments because they can. Do I think it's right? No, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, and of course they'll run down that body just as they ran it down many before. Once life is over, you don't get a second chance of it. And they'll experience death over and over again, because regardless, whoever tries to possess a body, they will be in that body. That will come their tomb until it's time to go. You know, there are those that are cursed to be in the body over and over again and relive the effects of it just because they wanted to possess. There's more to this world than what the eye sees. I'm not possessed. I'm not going to let others possess me. And I realized that those around me have no love. I do the best to love the body I'm in. To feed the mind, the spirit, the heart. To grow. To gain in soul. Not manipulate. Just to be a part of the material world. I ain't saying I'm anything good. Just doing my best with what I got. And there is nothing wrong with information. But people don't want to listen to the spirit. They want to listen to religion, but they don't want to listen to the spirit inside. They want to listen to religion because religion will build them up and tell them what they want to hear for a price. Religion always has a price. You're either going to give your time, your money, your energy in some way. That's the price you pay. But that doesn't mean it'll save you in any way. It'll just mislead you, so that way you can serve. And I'm not all about that. I'm of the spirit, you know. I carry the heart of Christ, so I'm not about an agenda. And when those around me start, you know, trying to step on me and stuff because they're trying to prove their agendas, then I don't take that shit anymore, because nobody's gonna wipe their feet on me. No fucking more. It's not gonna happen. You know, I've grown. You know, I'm not saying that I've ever been good or whatever, but I've grown past all that, and I'm not gonna sit there and put up with it. Not in a relationship, not in a partner, nothing. I was like, I want my match. I want that one that's gonna grow. And I want intimacy. You know, I have my mom. I love my mom. I enjoy my mom's company. However, I want intimacy and I want that partner and I want the one for me. Which will help, which will be for my mom too. You know, my one will sit there and be for my mom too. Not in an intimate way, but he will treat my mom like his mom. Believe me, anybody that comes into my life, they will love my mother. If they do not love my mother, then they won't be a part of my life because there's no division between me and my mom. You know, and you know, I'm not going to pick someone based on looks or mindset or, you know, heart or whatever like that. They're going to match me on all levels. So I say to y'all out there, stop fucking lying. Stop putting on a show. Why can't y'all just be fucking real and grow? Why can't y'all just admit who the fuck you are? Like, I'll run into those that they're suffering from some kind of, they say it's an addiction or whatever, and they make excuses for their shitty behavior because they don't want to grow. They don't want to gain in self-discipline. They want to be the same fucking shithead and make fucking excuses for it. They want to continue in the same rancid behavior and then cry victim when they get the same fucking results. I walked away from all that shit. And you know, besides having my heart broken by one, I didn't cry victim over the other. I was just like, I just got tired of their shit. And I walked away. I was like, I'm not going to continue in this cycle. Because when all it is you'll get the same shit over and over again, and they'll sit there and give excuses or do something intention and then continue the cycle over again. Because they're fucking dead. Dead in mind. Dead in heart. Dead in spirit. Dead in body. They have no soul growth. And I ain't got time for that shit. You know, time is irrelevant. But when you ain't trying to grow in any way, then you're fucking dead. So why continue the cycle? If someone's not going to grow, they're not even going to try, then what's the point? And that's what I get, is that the demons and devils come after me with their self-righteous doctrine and try to put me down because I don't want to sit there and serve them or try to save them. And I say, look at all those that have came for you. The prophets. Look, a prophet will come male for males, females for females. It's whatever they know that person will listen to. They came. And all that came met a horrible death. Because they were trying to save those that cannot be saved. Because they don't want to grow. They're dead. You can't sit there and walk up to a dead being in this world and bring it back to life and expect it to be okay. You know, that being is dead for a reason. It either got ran over, poisoned, something happened. So even if you try to bring it back from the dead, it's going to have fucking issues. It's going to have pain. It's going to have suffering. It's going to have these fucking issues. And that's what I say. You know, reanimating the flesh is not going to spark growth. That's just the truth. And that is why this is a cursed world, because it's a dead world. It's those that are trying to animate the flesh, manipulate the spirits, to be over them, and they are fucking dead. They just don't realize it yet. They died a long, long time ago, and they're still trying to continue in that same life, and that's not who they are anymore. They can have their technology, they can invent machine bodies, they can do all this stuff, but the truth is, that's gonna die too, because they're dead. They're not growing. So if you invent a body of technology and your mind doesn't grow, then it'll just sit there and deteriorate over time. You know, you can't save yourself. It's just time to let go and be who you truly are. I am ready to step into the light and be truly who I am. You know, I'll be fed anxieties and fears and stuff like that because, yes, you know, change is hard. It's scary, you know, but in this world, if you notice, certain beings will be fed fear and anxiety and stuff like that because they are trying to grow or they're trying to reach out and love, and it tries to feed them fear, so they'll just ball up and not go any further because they're fucking jealous of true growth. They didn't want to put the self-discipline in it. They didn't want to grow in mind. They didn't want to grow in heart. They didn't want to grow in body. They didn't want to grow in spirit. They didn't want to grow in soul. So they try to keep others in that spot. And then they get angry because they are not put on a pedestal, or those people just don't listen to what they have to fucking say. I'm not interested. I don't care anymore. Like, even with my children, I let them go. I love them. I try to give them wisdom and tell them about, you know, things that might happen to their body, but I don't try to be preachy to them or be over them or dictate what they do. I was like, because I want them to have their own life experience. And I know through my own life experience, nobody's fucking perfect. You know, I just try to tell them the truth and tell them to make good decisions. How they grow in mind, body, spirit, heart, how they grow in soul is their own individual walk. So I say to those out there, look, if you don't match me, you don't fucking match me. I don't care what kind of skin coverings you are. You don't match. You know, I could be attracted. You know, I've seen those guys that are, you know, the superficial attraction, the so-called image of what, you know, the good-looking man is. And, you know, I'm not attracted to them past the physical experience, physical body. And there's not that connection. You know, there's just, the ones that I have been attracted to, there's just something, like they sit beside me and there's just something that just connects. But they're immature, so it never works out. But there is, they'll sit beside me and I'll just know, you know, I'll just know. Or I'll see them and I just know that they're, you know, there's a connection. I'm not for sure what it might be a spiritual connection, you know, might be a soul connection, but I know there's a connection. However, they're still in the flesh and still growing in this world. You know, they're not for me because they don't match me yet. Who knows? They might eventually. But I know in some way there's some kind of connection that I want to be close to them. I don't know why. It could be a soul family. You know, it could be non-sexual or anything like that. It could just be a connection. You know, there's just something about them that makes me want to be close to them. You know, have that, and it's intimacy. Anyways, that's about it for this morning. You know, I'm not going to force myself to be with someone that I'm not attracted to. And how I'm attracted to others is really on a whole different level of being. It has nothing to do with the flesh. And, you know, just because, and I say to those out there, just because you have flesh coverings doesn't mean I'm going to be attracted to you. And you know what really creeps me out about men is they'll sit there and try to be flirtatious or, try to, come on to me, and they're just fucking gross, and it makes me want to puke. I'm like, because I'm not attracted to them anyway. It's like a big blob of mucus or shit coming at me, trying to touch me, and I'm like, ew. And I don't understand why they're so fucking creepy, and they don't get it. I'm like, I'm not attracted to you. I don't want you. You know? And they're not really attracted to me. They're just wanting someone to fuck or screw or to do their bidding. And I know that because I can see their black hearts. There's nothing alive inside of them. I don't know what they are or how they, how they be, but there's no spirit inside of them. So I'm not for sure what the fuck they are. But they are dark creatures.